Hey, Puss Pussnet. New little video, and on this one, it's a little bit of potpourri. A few things. The first thing is a little update. My next series and questions as well, so I need your help for a few of those. The first thing is the concept of nutrition. So I was listening to a few things and stuff and kind of put it together. So just as I did a series on infectious disease, I thought that nutrition would be interesting. And again, I'm not talking about fibers and apples and things like that. I'm talking more about nutrition in critical care settings. So nutrition towards critical care patient, malnutrition's problem that could happen, nutrition and disaster, things like that. So what I wanted to know, because I'm in the research process now, if you have any questions and things that you would like me to spend more time on, so please leave it in the comments so I can focus a little bit more on those ones. So far, the ones I'm really gonna spend with is malnutrition. One thing is called the refeeding syndrome, which is quite an interesting, and I don't think many people know about that one, because even in healthcare professional that didn't work in intensive care don't know that concept. The anemia, and what was the other one too? Anemia, and oh yes, and if you have like wound cares and stuff and burns, what kind of diets to have for those patients, because they do need like a special diets and stuff. So I wanted to spend a little bit more time on that and do my research on that, because it's not my strength. So this is why now I'm taking weaknesses and making them a little bit stronger. So that's why that's going to be my next series, will be on nutrition. So please leave your comments and stuff. The second one, it'll kind of be a two-part. So for the next year, because this year has been pretty much communication, learning about passing my amateur radio license and stuff, and I'm still in it, but I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. I got more of my gear now. It's about playing and everything. Joining the MCOM team. There'll be more videos coming with this as I do field trips and stuff like that. But my next learning, or my next big step, which is one of my weakness, would be security. So on that subject, I kind of got two courses that I would like to do down the pipe. It's more like a finance and watching for like vacations and stuff like that. So later that the year, when I have like more dates and more details and stuff, I'll give it. But they could be interesting. Like truly, I feel like after those two courses, because I don't want to become a mercenary. That's not the purpose of that journey, but it's more about knowing a little bit more and what to do and stuff. And I'm thinking also starting a self-defense. I'm still debating about the two, depending on which one will work better with my schedule. Yeah, some self-defense class and stuff like that. So 2016 will be really more about self-defense. But yeah, the two questions I would want to do, first of all, would be about sleep. Sounds strange to talk about sleep, but yeah, the reason I want to talk about the sleeping part is that I was doing my schedule for radio, and it reminded me of an episode I saw of The Colony, and when they all got together, they just work days and nights. They just do stuff during the day and slept during the night. And at one point, the whatever producer, whatever, they started to send people at night, because that would be more dangerous, because you cannot see as well and stuff. So it came to a question, because during the radio as well, there's some time especially in the short wave and stuff and some bands. It's better at certain time of the day. So if I'm starting to follow the Amron schedules and stuff and trying to get those communication, I would have to get up during the nights and stuff. If you're a big group, it's not so bad because somebody can stay on the radio and monitors and stuff. But when you're in a small group, so even if you're by yourself, or so what would be the best way? Do you get up every 4 hours for 45 minutes? So basically, you know, sleep for 3, up for 1, sleep for 3, up for 1, or you have like someone that do a night shift and stuff. But the other issue too, if you're, let's say you're 2 or 3 people, the person that just did the night shift, now she needs to sleep during the day shift. Well, if you're in a bug in situation, it's not so bad because you're in. But if on a bug out situation where you're supposed to advance and go stuff, if you're sleeping during the day, well, then the other person, you're not advancing, because if everybody doesn't sleep at the same time, then not everybody walks at the same time. So that's the kind of question I was asking. If anybody have like suggestions and stuff, especially people with military backgrounds, like how like small patrols and stuff. And again, those are kind of relatively bigger group because they're 6 or 7 people, so they can, you know, give a bigger shift. But if you're talking about a group of 4 or 2 people, I find it becomes a little bit more of an issue. So that's one of the things. And the other thing too is that we'd like to focus a little bit more on intelligence. So if you have any good resource and stuff, and again also on security, like resource books or website or things like that, well, just put them in the comments so I can spend a little bit more time on that. So now flu season is upon us, and I just got my mask refitted and stuff for my N95. And so I thought, because I've been obviously in the hospital now, people have been wearing those a little bit more and stuff, but they don't wear it quite correctly. So I wanted to do just a quick little tips and tricks to talk about mask. So obviously there's 2 kind of mask. This is the usual surgical mask, and you have the N95 that everybody knows. There's different kind of those. This is the one that I'm fitted for. So anyway, but to put it is a little bit the same way. So the first thing is that those masks, you'll notice there's 2 portions. There's a kind of light blue, and it's a little bit more slippery, and then a little bit more fibrous section. A lot of people put their mask like this, but the fibrous section goes towards you, and this is the reason why, is that this is to protect you from droplets, and this is a little bit more waterproof than the part over here. So if somebody sneezes in my face or something like this, this has a little bit more of a kind of almost like waterproofness. It's not like fully waterproof, like, you know, can I get a hose on this? But for droplets, the droplets will sled down a little bit more. The other thing too is when you put those masks on, a lot of people, that's what they do, you know, like they don't have it. So you have to have it correctly under your chin. And the other part that they do is they squeeze this. But if you have a little space in between this, it's not fully protected. So the real way of doing it is basically take your finger and make sure that it takes all the size of your nose, because if you just pinch, see, if I just pinch like this, it's on top of my nose, and so there's space now in between this part in here and over here. So you don't want to pinch. Obviously this looks ridiculous, but it does that maybe on the micro side a little bit. See, like this wouldn't look, but it is pinch, and it's not. See, I can feel air like this, versus if I do this, I don't feel hair. So no pinching, laying down slowly. So this is for that mask. On the N95, there's 2 straps, and that you have like the round one, or that you have that long one over here. It's pretty much the same thing. There's 2 straps. There's the top one and the bottom one. When you put them, the best way is to put them in the front like this when you have your mask, and then you take your mask in the hands. So the cup one, so basically those ones you kind of make a cup, and the cup ones don't really look like a cup. So it's just that little extra step a little bit for the long ones, but basically the cup one's the same one. And you kind of go in and out. So you kind of go under your shin and make sure everything is kind of well and set up. And you take the bottom one and you bring them below, behind your, not on your ear because that's uncomfortable, but below your ears. And then you take the top one and then you bring it on your head. So that's kind of what it looks like on the front. And then you reposition your mask. Again, no pinching here. You go like this. One test that not many people do that you're supposed to do is make sure that there's it's fully secure. And so the way that you do this is that you cup your hands around your mask and you take deep breath, and your mask should feel like it's coming back towards you. If it's not, that means there's a leak somewhere and you need to fix this. So see, like the mask is closing in and out. That means it's tight. If it wouldn't be, so again, if I pitch it, if I don't pitch it correctly, so you see it's not, there's open. You see there's no, there's some air and I can feel it, and then I know. So then I reposition my mask. So that's how it's supposed to fit. When you take it off, it's actually the opposite way that you put it in. So and never touch this part. You don't take it out this way, because this is the most dirty part of your mask now. You take this off, and then you take the bottom part out, and then you discard your mask. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick stuff because I see now like people coming in the hospital and like their masks are almost like this, and they're upside down, and they're almost like this, and a lot of them, like I said, they kind of carry it the wrong way and stuff. So I just wanted to do a quick tips and tricks since it's the flu season, and remind you to go get your shot. So anyway, we'll talk to you soon.